I am so excited about bringing back one of our longtime speakers at Real Estate Connect, Dave Liniger, founder of RE/MAX, who's been here 3 times. This is his 3rd time, and I'm so excited to bring Dave Liniger up to the stage. David? Welcome back.
Well, thank you very much.
So good to have you.
It was an interesting world after the last time I was here.
Yeah, tell us that you were telling me backstage that was right before your accident, right?
Yeah, 2 years ago, finished a speech here, and within a couple days, they put me in a hospital. I thought I was going to have back surgery, and I woke up 4 months later, coming out of a coma, and 100% paralyzed, and spent a year in the hospital.
Wow. Tell me about that year. What was...
Well, the drugs were good. I'm from Colorado, we have free drugs out there now. I slept through 4 months of it. I recovered the same way that a real estate agent succeeds.
Yeah.
Read Think and Grow Rich. I set my goals. I said I'm going to walk again, step-by-step plan, had a great support group and a mastermind group, and the rest is history, and I'm back at work.
Did you ever have a moment of like, I'm giving up, it's too much, this is too painful, too difficult?
When I was about 2 months into it, I had flatlined. They had done CPR to try to bring me back, all the things that happened, and I just thought, that's enough. I'm tired. Wow. Somehow or another, I found the strength to go ahead, and the rest was easy.
Yeah. Dave, I want to ask you, we have, as you know, we got traditional industry people here, and we got a lot of entrepreneurs and innovators. You're an icon, but people may not realize you started with nothing and started as an agent, and now, depending on who makes the metrics, you're the largest or one of the largest real estate companies in the world. Give some advice to the entrepreneurs who are just starting out, how to get their plane off the ground.
Well, the easy thing is, do you have a passion for what you're doing? Is this something that really turns you on, or are you just trying to start a business to make money? Because if it's just about the money, that isn't enough motivation to stay at it when the hard times come. And there's no overnight successes out there. You look at them, but you realize, in my case, that was 40-some years ago. So develop a passion for what it is that you believe in, that you're willing to work your fanny off for. Develop some kind of a written plan, set some goals, step by step. Get a support group of people that believe in you and will encourage you and will stand by you. Get rid of the negative thinkers, because there's tons of people who tell you it'll never work. You're too young, or you don't have enough money, or whatever it is, and go live your dream.
It's a great advice. Tell me this. Our theme at Connect this year is partnerships, and by the way, I'd like to thank RE/MAX. You're a great partner of Inman News. We really appreciate it. We don't always get along, but we're good partners through it all. Tell me about, if you look back, what was one of the great partnerships that helped you take off? Can you think of an example or two that...
Well, I think the most important thing is, obviously, we're a franchise network, and my agents and my franchisees became my partners. When I started the company, I was in my mid-20s. I had already been licensed since I was 19. I was so young and so naive, and we made so many mistakes. Everybody I hired was older than me. And the one thing I did correct is I went to the agents and said, what did you like best at your old company? What did you dislike the most? What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? How would you manage this? How would you get out of the mess I've got myself in? And my agents were my partners. And real estate agents, they're not afraid to tell you anything. And the criticism is hard to take, but the suggestions were invaluable. That is a strategic partnership.
You probably were, in so many ways, such a spokesperson for that agent relationship. You really did. That was always your connection, to respect and appreciate the role of the agent. Let's move forward to today. Do you still think, has anything changed? Is the agent, they really haven't been disrupted. They're still who we all count on every day to buy and sell a house. What has changed?
Technology changed, license laws, professional designations. When we started, our technology was an IBM Selectric 2 typewriter. No cell phones, no fax machines, no overnight mail. Al Gore had not invented the internet yet. And yet you go, all these things that have changed, and the real estate agent on the front line is still the one that gives the customer service and still the one the customer depends upon. So technology is the most fabulous tool in the world. This just beats the hell out of a tear-out page or an MLS book or advertising in the newspaper. And so I don't think much has changed at all. The agent is the key to the real estate transaction.
Still, so that hasn't changed at all. How about technology? Did you underestimate its power, the power of the internet? Do you think I mean, if you look back, I think we were all kind of surprised of its impact on our world. How about you?
Yeah, if you'll remember, a long time ago, I gave some speeches where I said, technology is valuable, computers are good, but they're big and boxy. And I said, the truth of the matter is, most agents don't need technology, they need leads. And at that point, there was no lead generation by technology. Boy, did that change 15 years ago. An incredible change. And that is what agents need, is leads. And so when you see the Trulias and the Zillows and so on that have come about, they spent hundreds of millions of dollars for technology platforms that really work. The franchisors, like ourselves, or regional giants, we never put that kind of money into it. But we don't see them as a threat. They are a strategic partner. We have the inventory. They have the technological expertise. We marry the two. They get rich. We do better. If they want to be our competitors and eliminate us, they don't get our inventory.
Right.
And so we'll survive together, and the better they make their platform, the better it is for us.
So the whole thing of friend or foe in technology, for a while there, I think the industry was worried that the Zillows and the Trulias of the world were a foe, not a friend. But you see them as a friend now. They're your partners.
Yes, I was concerned at first that they would try to replace the realtor. And some people have, by the way. None of it has worked. The truth of the matter is we don't sell a commodity. We don't sell a book, a tape, a DVD, or an airline ticket. We sell service and information, and we know more than what the internet does. And so use technology as your friend. You better embrace it because it's going to keep changing.
Yeah. Dave, there's a hot issue now, and I'd love your comments on it. And it's about publishing some of the data around agents, the MLS data on performance and sales and having agent ratings. Where do you stand on that? It's a very controversial issue. Agents get upset, some like it, some don't. We're going to have a town hall tomorrow and discuss it. I'm probably going to get ran out of the room, but what's your view on that? Should we put all that data up so the consumer can look at it?
I'm probably going to get run out of the room too.
Well, we'll go together.
Okay.
I met Dave, by the way, in a bar in New Orleans back in the 80s, and he said, I got an idea it's going to take off. And I said, oh, really? And we drank and had fun. And but anyway, go ahead.
The truth of the matter is we're going to get rated one way or the other. We might as well make it available. If you're concerned about being rated, maybe you're not giving very good service. If you're concerned about being falsely rated, you can work your way around that and clarify those issues, just like having something wrong on your credit report. But the consumer wants information. The more we try to deny information to them, the worse it is for us. And we should just be right out, open, and let them have it.
Yeah, great. You told me a great story back in the green room about a lunch you just had with the senator from Wyoming, or former senator, and a lot about money. And you've been very successful. I don't think you're ever chasing a dollar, but you certainly accumulated a few. Give me your view of that, an entrepreneur that hits it or might hit it someday, how to begin to think about the prosperity that you've created for yourself and how you view what your responsibility is to it.
Well, I was making $100,000 a year part-time in the real estate business back in the late 1960s. And so money really has never been a challenge, other than when I ran out of it starting my business. Once you have enough cars, enough airplanes, enough houses, and enough steaks, what do you do with the money? You want to make an impact on it. And so a lot of wealthy people are so busy making money, they don't give it away. And then the kids give it away, or they just give it to their kids. And so I was sitting with Senator Alan Simpson. He's a Wyoming cowboy, about 85 years old, talking about philanthropy. And he says, in cowboy wisdom, it's better to be given while you're living, that way you're knowing where it's going. And so my attitude is that, we've created wealth, a lot of wealth. what do you do with it? What is the passion in your heart? What are the causes you care about? And why in the world are you going to go to the grave with it?
Yeah, great point. Now, you owned your company, and you had never let Wall Street in those offices in Denver. Now suddenly Wall Street's your new partner. You're a Lone Ranger sort of guy. Wall Street's kind of murky and mucky. How is it to work with Wall Street?
Actually, absolutely no problem at all. I still have controlling interest in my company, and as I told the analysts, if you don't like it, don't buy it. And so I really don't have to respond to it, but I have a responsibility to the shareholders. So in reality, it is another phase in the growth of a company, because what in the world would happen to my company upon my death and demise? The estate taxes in the United States with state would be up to 60-some% of an incredibly valuable entity, and then it would be sold at a fire sale. I've been able to make a natural transition, keep my management team in place, give them stock incentives so that they're incented to stay, and I know that the corporate culture that I created and the company built is going to stay the same. We are still Main Street. The day after we went public, I was back in Denver at my office at 5:30 in the morning. Nothing changed.
After you rang the bell.
Yeah, rang the bell. That was fun. But for the most part, a lot of entrepreneurs in here. You just follow your passion. Yes, fall in love with something, and you'll never go to work another day of your life. It might be tough and challenging, but it's yours, and you're building it, and you're going someplace.
Great message. By the way, we're going to open up to a couple questions. We only have a little bit of time, so just raise your hand and keep it up. And I think someone here is with a mic. And then I want to ask Dave, are you still racing cars?
No, I retired after Daytona in 2003.
Oh, okay.
I took up flying aerobatic jet planes. I thought that was a little bit safer than...
Have you done that recently?
No, I can't get my medical back just yet. So for 2 years, I've been driving wheelchairs.
I bet you got a nice one.
We did soup it up.
You souped it up? I bet
Of
you did.
course.
I can only imagine. How about a question for Dave Liniger? Don't be afraid. Is that a hand? Gentleman right here. Or lady. Introduce yourself, too. We'd like to know who you are.
Hi, my name is Donna Bowen from Caldwell Banker, Massachusetts. And I'm just curious, from a company perspective, why is it that agents aren't employees, per se, of the company versus a consultant or whatever they call it, so contract?
Well, it's a fairly simple answer. The real estate industry was never very sophisticated, but they were smart enough to know that if agents were independent contractors, they didn't have to pay a salary, they didn't have to pay anything out of pocket, they didn't pay benefits or health insurance. And so it was, you're an independent contractor, you get your half, you do whatever you want with your half. That has not changed in 50 years.
That's great. One last one, and then we're out of time. Is that a follow-up or the same person? Are you you're the one that just asked the question? Anyone else? Right here, Bob Hale. I'm sorry to do this to you. I just want to...
Dave, Bob Hale from Houston.
Speak up loud, Bob.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you how progressive your thoughts are on give the consumer what they want, whether it's agent ratings or whatever. We offer agent ratings in Houston, and your agents have very, very definitely embraced it.
Good. Well, the truth of the matter is you have to embrace the changes. Anybody that tries to stand up and stop the forces of change is going to lose. It's overwhelmingly powerful. And the one thing that I have learned in my career is the more things change, the more they stay the same.
That's great. So I'd like to thank you for the entire industry. You're successful, and I love success, and we all want to be successful. You're extraordinarily savvy and smart. You're very loyal to your agents, and you're generous. You've given away some $100 million, and you've always been one of my heroes. We don't always agree, but you've always been one of the guys I really look up to, and I thank you very much for coming back to Real Estate Connect.
Thank you for the opportunity.